All right, everybody, here we go. They are on stage and ready. The main event of the evening, IBF and Ring Magazine Cruiserweight Championships of the World on Sunday. Let's have a big round of applause as we welcome Cladio Squeo and Opetaia. Fantastic turnout here on the Gold Coast for our press conference, day 3 of the business end of proceedings. So we'll come over here to my right. It's Anthony, I believe. Yeah, great to see you. Thank you very much. And Claudio, welcome once again here on the Gold Coast. This is the press conference now, time to hear about the business end of your preparations and proceedings, how you're feeling, and what is going to happen on Sunday. Yeah, how are you feeling? What's the preparation been like to this point?
Mi sento bene, la preparazione è andata bene, e sono emozionato di essere qui, quindi sono preparato per il match.
Preparation's going well, very excited and still thrilled to be here, very excited for the match.
Do you think, Claudio, you can knock out Opetaia? Can you get in the ring and cause an upset and knock this man out?
Io penso che parlerà il ring, non faccio previsioni.
Makes no predictions.
Fantastic. So heading into that ring, you've got one of the baddest men on the planet. How confident are you that you can go in there and fight your fight? Because you're saying that you don't have the premonition. So going into the fight, what do you need to do then to beat this man?
Firstly, you can fight
Io combatterò come ho sempre fatto.
No, not your camera.
It's going to fight like it's always fought, take it out of the ring.
Thank you. Last question. Why are you such a big underdog when you're fighting in a world title fight? This is a big opportunity, a chance to shock the world. Are people writing you off at their own peril?
They get a start to fight, so it's a few shots to
Io penso che se sono qui è perché me lo merito, poi lui è il campione, quindi è chiaro che più è avvantaggiato nei confronti.
Fantastic. Ladies and gentlemen, round of applause there. Cladio Squeo, the IBF World number 14. Ready to take on our champ across the way. We're introducing now. We'll start our questioning. Opetaia, welcome once again. Fantastic lineup here. So many people coming out to support you. First and foremost, how are you feeling? You've been really relaxed this week. We've enjoyed being around you. Very, very mean fighter, wonderful fighter, but you are really taking to all this media attention now. Everybody loves you. And how does it feel to be so loved here on the Gold Coast?
It's always good, you know. I love the support. Everyone coming out, but I just can't wait till Sunday, man. I just want to get in the ring, do what we do, and then focus on the next.
So, Claudio, he seems to be talking in riddles perhaps a little bit. He's not giving much away, which I think is reasonable, but does that make it any tougher task for you, or any type of different situation, the fact that he's not giving away, he's not giving anything to bite at you? You know that you love fishing, I can't fish, you can, but trying to get a little bit out of him here, but he's just not taking the bait at the moment.
I've got no doubt he's going to come forward and win the war. You know, he's quiet, he's humble, which I respect. You know, I always say the opponents never your enemy. But I know once that bell goes, man, it's on. You know, we're going to go to war and we're going to be punching on. And I've seen him, bro, he's been knocking people out cold, so I'm going to be switched on the whole time. And I'm ready for 12 rounds of war.
Is he a dangerous opponent in the fact that he can come close to you, perhaps a little bit, you can see the height when you guys match up, he's a little bit shorter than you, perhaps doesn't have as much range as you, so if he really tries to come in and ground you and box you, is that something that could be a threat to you?
Definitely, man. That's got to be his game plan. You know, if he stays out long, our box is easier, so he has to come forward. He has to make it ugly. And he has to try and throw power shots and hurt them. You know, so we just got to be patient. We're going to stick to our game plan. Do what we do in box. You know, we put on clinics. So Sunday, another clinic.
So encouraging everybody to come out then. Are you going to put on a clinic? Is this the time where you've sent messages for years now in the cruiserweight division? Is it time now to put on a clinic and basically show the world that you are number one? I'm ready for anything and anyone.
We always put on clinics. We always put on good performances. We train too hard not to. Been in the trenches the last couple of weeks. Riding away. He's known how I train. Now it's time to bring the reward.
Prepared to give us any type of prediction on how this will go based on the style of Cladio and how he will come and try and fight you?
Man, I'm curious to see how aggressive he comes out, you know, how tough he really is. So, let's go there, let's go deep.
You always talk about being ready to go deep. What would a 12-round war look like against Cladio Squeo? Is that something where you just outboxing, you outmaneuvering and you pick him apart and get all the scorecards?
And I've got it all, you know, I believe I can beat him in the pocket, I believe I can outbox him. But we just got to fight smart, we've got to choose our battles. And just wait till Sunday, you know, it's hard to tell the future, so we go out there, presence, go out there, and we adapt and we find the holes.
Tampu, over to you quickly. Jai speaking really confidently, he sounds really excited. There's a great demeanour to Jai this week. I think we've all loved being around him. What have you made? Is there any change in there, or is it just someone who's just really happy to be taking the world by storm now and really show everybody that he's the very best in the division, the very best in the world?
Talofa lama, manuia, Yusufua, mama. Thank you for having us. And it's just, yeah, he's really good. He's always really good. So we just get to pay him, show up.
And what's training been like, Taps? It's been a good camp with Jai. It's all gone very well, the training camp.
Yeah, those that know Joy trains very intense. You know, we put everything into place. We took all the boxes, and then we show up on the night.
Fantastic. Jai, last couple of questions for you. Dad sounds confident, he's just as humble as you are, which is great respect for the sport of boxing and for the business. Any last messages you want to say to the fans out here in the Gold Coast? Of course, we've got the pay-per-view, zone.com/boxing, and we're looking to sell the venue out not long away from that now. Any last messages as you look to take over the world, hopefully winning on Sunday?
Sunday, man, another sellout here on the convention centre. You know, it's going to be a great night. Tune in on the zone. Let's go to war.
If this is your swan song in Australia, what does that mean for you to have fought two massive sort of comeback fights over the last 6 months before you then go and take the world by storm?
Yeah, man, this will be my last one in Australia for quite a while, they say, so I'm pumped to be here. You know, I'm pumped to leave my print here in the Gold Coast, have my family here for the last time before we go and take on the world and show them.
Just quickly then, if we don't see you for a few years, is it possible that we can bring you back in maybe 2 or 3 years for a massive stadium show or something like that? Sell out, I don't know, Suncorp Stadium, Seabass Stadium, one of those, and then we come and that'll be the final, last little period at home. Big stadium shows, big crowd, the very best in the world, the best Australia has ever seen.
Definitely, man. You know, bringing one of those unification fights here to Australia in the stadium, that's the goal. You know, show them the rest of the world that Australia deserves to be up there with the best. You know, that's a dream come true for that to happen, so we'll push it towards it.
Well, Jai, we wish you all the very best. Beautifully spoken today. Thank you so much for all that. Let's have a round of applause, everybody, if we can. Your IBF and Ring Magazine Cruiserweight Champion of the World. Final thoughts with Mick Francis. He is one of the very best that we've ever seen here. Mick, tell us about it. It's going to be a great fight. Jai speaking beautifully this week, and Cladio, he does come into the fight with some quite humble confidence, which I think could be dangerous, but we know that Jai doesn't take anyone lightly.
Yeah, that's right. Look, Claudio's very respectful. Thank you for coming out, and we know that you're coming out. This is your hockey moment. Like, you know, if you can upset the apple cart, all of a sudden your life changes. It's a big ask. It's a tall mountain to climb, but you know, why not? This is the sport you've chosen. You want to test yourself. You test yourself against the best. For Jai, you know what I mean? Like, if Jai gets through this fight, obviously the way that we expect him to get through this fight, obviously he's on the bigger and better things. Unification is in the conversations, probably in October, so we won't probably see Jai back on Australian soil for quite a while now. But, you know, regardless of who Jai fights, it doesn't matter who he fights. It's always exciting to see Jai Opetaia in the boxing ring. You know, he's one of Australia's best ever athletes. You know, it's always exciting to see him in the ring. So, you know, Sunday night is probably our last time we'll see Jai in Australia for quite a while. So, you know, if you can, if you're local, get out, buy a ticket, bring the family, bring the kids. You know, buy one of the zone if you can't make it. You know, download the app today if you can. But, yeah, it's going to be exciting. It's going to be a great night. As I said, Jai Opetaia in the ring. Like, there's no better athlete in Australia right now to come and watch him live. So, thank you.
Do you think you can get a statue put up maybe in the Gold Coast of Jai Opetaia in time? Is that something, you know, maybe you could think about? Or think you could get a statue maybe organised for Jai Opetaia, a big gold statue down on Cavill Avenue?
Yeah, well, a bronze statue, like, yeah, gold would be nice, but yeah, there's a lot of talk around at the moment. You know, experienced Gold Coast is on board. Experienced Gold Coast is on board. We've had a conversation with Tom Tate, and he's had a bit of a chuckle, and at least it's in his mind. But yeah, there's a few locals at the moment campaigning right now to put up a bronze statue in Cavill Avenue for Jai Opetaia. After this win, he's had 3 world titles back here in the Gold Coast. If we can bring another one back here, why not?
Jai, how do you feel about that statue? Not of gold perhaps, but a bronze statue down Cavill Avenue. What is that? For a humble guy like you, how would that make you feel?
You don't want me to go down the Cavill Avenue. I've done it up there, so no more.
The amount of money that Jai spent on Cavill Avenue, you can really pay for one.
Well, now he's the Cruiserweight Champion of the world for a reason. Well, everybody, ladies and gentlemen, thanks very much for joining us here as part of our broadcast at ringside here at the Civic Fair Shopping Centre.